Hello, how are you doing today? I recently had a birthday, which is why I have time to make a few videos today. And I believe in treating your birthday like President's Day. So that is what I'm doing today. I have this birthday sash on. This is actually backward. This is not the correct side. This is the correct side. But I ordered it from Temu. I'm assuming that, you know, it has to do with Chinese probably being from right to left as opposed to English being left to right. And so, a little error was made. But nonetheless, I think it was about 88 cents. So, and I just bought it just to make this video here. But anyway, happy birthday to me. I did not do anything elaborate, but it's okay. It's okay. My mom bought me a rack of ribs and she gave me a little gift, and I got well wishes from uh, people that I attend church with. Um, my coworkers gave me a card and signed it, kind of warmed my heart. And so, yeah, there's that. But anyway, I am 51 now. I'm 51 years old. So I will say that my number one advice, and generally speaking, I don't approve of giving or taking advice on the internet, but I'm going to go ahead and do this in honor of my own birthday. Um, Follow Christ. Follow Christ and His Word. There's no downside to it at all. Absolutely no downside at all. And there's a lot of people on the internet talking about deconstructing Christianity and deconstructing religion. And then they go and talk about some book they read or just some stuff they thought of. They never talk about reading the Bible. I would say when I was very young, probably like 18 or 19, I didn't use the word like deconstructing. But I decided, I just decided to read the Bible because, I grew up going to church and stuff like that. It still wasn't really clear. So I decided to read the Bible for myself, and that made me want to follow the Bible and its word. So, to anyone watching this, young or old, my advice as I'm going to call myself a woman with sage wisdom just because of my age at this point. I would say follow Jesus Christ and the Bible. There's no downside. There will be absolutely no regrets. And even if you notice people complaining about Christianity on the internet, they're complaining about someone who they know who's a Christian and they don't like them, or a church they went to and somebody hurt their feelings. They're not talking about the Bible most of the time. Sometimes they are, but what they're saying really is not true in many ways. For instance, some people like to say, oh, the Bible contradicts itself. Does it contradict or does it balance itself out? Because there's a difference there. And I think it's really amazing how the Bible really kind of balances itself out because that cancels out fanaticism. So, yeah, I'm just follow the Bible, develop a prayer life. I would also add find a good church home because the internet is not going to cut it. This is what I will say. I've been a churchgoer most of my life. I am also chronically online since about 2010, and I was online a lot before that, but I've been pretty much chronically online since 2010. Most Christian content on the internet is trash. Most physical churches that you walk into, um, I don't personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with their teaching. If I was really gonna complain and split hairs, there was like one that was like a little bit questionable that I attended long ago, but that would really be me like kind of like splitting hairs, like it wasn't a huge deal. And then there was nowadays, in my opinion, you have to be a little bit more particular and dig into doctrine just because of all of this MAGA nonsense that's going on. I don't like it. I don't trust it. I think it is dark and wicked, and I don't want to participate in it. But that's just me. But I went to a church a long time, and I stopped going because I felt like it was kind of like MAGA influenced. It had some MAGA undertones to it, so I stopped going. But even aside from that, I didn't think that they were that bad, honestly. But you know, anyway, there is that. So yeah, I would start with saying follow Christ. Um, then I remember Marshawn Lynch once said, "Take care of your." I'm going to paraphrase. He said, "Take care of your mentals and take care of your money." And then I think he may have said something else. But yeah, I would agree with those. I would kind of rephrase that a little bit for this context and say, protect your heart. But again, that goes back to following Christ and even taking care of your money. I mean, I think that can fall under the umbrella of following Christ as well. I would also say get up and go to work every single day, um, and then take one day off for the Sabbath. I think that will do a lot for a person. Um, One thing that I'm grateful for is being somewhat health conscious. I can't say that I'm real health conscious, but I have been somewhat health conscious just because I remember when I was younger, like supermodels were people who I like really kind of looked up to, and like people in pageants and America's Next Top Model and stuff like that were people who I just kind of looked up to. And even as I got older, even like watching people on like America's Next Top Model and stuff like that just kind of like inspired me to go and exercise and stuff like that. And I'm glad that I did that simply because once you get older and your hormones shift and start going through a menopause and stuff like that, the metabolism shifts and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that I was somewhat health conscious all along. I wasn't super health conscious. I mean, I have eaten many a cheeseburger, many a chicken wing, many things I've had passed me through drive up windows, mini sweets. But I've always, had a pretty good metabolism, and that has slowed down. So I'm just saying that, I'm glad that I have been somewhat health conscious. So it's just something to think about. Let's see, regrets. Let's talk about regrets. I have one big one is like high heeled shoes. I've worn high heeled shoes a lot. And that is one thing that really caught up with me at one point. Like I definitely like feel it in my feet and probably my knees. I would also say avoid working in environments where you have to walk on concrete floors. Now, let me tell you something. I've worked some retail jobs. I've worked retail jobs where I wore high heeled shoes on concrete floors for several hours. I looked good though. I don't know why I was that concerned about looking good because I was like literally in like a mall or something. So I mean, yeah, I mean it was kind of worth it. Just for the sake of my own vanity, I suppose. But I do feel it now. But now I just don't wear those shoes anymore. Like it's not that bad, but it's just just something to think about. And in this current state of the world, I would just say, and this has just been such an eye-opening time in history and stage in time in my life because I'm just like, man, I have given people the benefit of the doubt a lot. A lot. It's because I mean, it's just like looking at politics and looking at social media, and so much has been revealed, and it's just like, good gravy. Like, I have really given people like the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not even talking about one group of people, just like a lot of group of people. And I don't know, maybe it's some sort of weird trauma response or something from childhood. I don't know, but I'm just like, holy cow. So there's that. I probably have given people the benefit of the doubt more than they have deserved. And I don't know that that same grace has been extended to me. So that's just something for me to remember and think about from here on out. Um, so yeah, that's it. I saw this sticker on Temu, probably when I was like looking for this backward happy birthday sash, and it said something like, "You're doing okayer than you think." So it's like this. When I was younger, does my life look exactly how I thought that it would? No, no. I fully expected to probably be a grandma by now, and I wish I was, but I'm not. But it is what it is. But that sticker said, "You're doing okayer than you think." But when I look at like the state of the world and all that's like been revealed through just like time interactions, politics, people running their mouth on social media, is just like, and just like uh, the economy, the job market, things like that. It's just like, okay, yeah, I think I'm doing okayer than I think. I think I'm doing okay. And in some ways, I feel like I've exceeded expectations. Um, I have seen the world, and there are some other places that I would like to travel to. I have not yet made it to Africa at all, so I would like to travel there. I would like to see South America. Um, and yeah, there are some other places I would love to see and experience. And there's a lot of other things that I would like to do and experience. So yeah, there I am. That is my assessment of 51 years of living. But again, number one, believe in Christ, believe in the Bible. There are no regrets. There are no drawbacks. There are no, like, well, I won't say there's no trade offs, because there are, but a lot of the things that you're trading off are probably things that probably would have been a problem later on down the road anyway. So there is that. So thank you for watching, and again, happy birthday to me. I feel very blessed. Um, One of the Kansas City Royals died the other day. I'm just really kind of floored about it. I remember when, gosh, I can't remember his name. I think his Ventura, the pitcher. I remember when he died, maybe like 9 years ago. But I mean, there are stories on the news all the time about people coming to tragic ends, and I am still here and doing pretty well. So I consider myself blessed. So thank you for watching, and wish me happy birthday in the comments, and thank you. Bye.